Howdy folks, welcome back to the farm. I'm Matt. Appreciate you joining us again. We get a few questions from time to time about our farm. Just give me a general tour. What do you do? What do you grow? What do you raise out on the farm? And so I thought I'd do a little introduction to our farm. We are a 172 acre horse farm. We grow hay and we have some timber crops, but primarily we're here for our horses and to enjoy the rural lifestyle. We are located about 30 miles north of the center of Greensboro, North Carolina. We're in the Piedmont region of North Carolina. It's middle of August and it's very warm here in North Carolina. We have a number of things that we do here on the farm to keep up with the horses. Again, we have pastures. It's a never-ending job. We work 24/7, 365. We have some friends who help us out here on the farm. We have a barn mate here who has a horse that pitches in and helps us out on the farm. And we also have our friend Josh, who you've met. Josh is out here pretty much every week and helps us on the farm. You know, there are a lot of things to think about if you're thinking about having and owning a farm or operating a farm. It's a lot of work. We work 24/7, 365, as I said. We have full-time jobs, which we use to help pay for the farm. It sat fallow for a little while. It was constantly in hay production. There's a local farmer who was using the hay for his cattle crop, but we're constantly trying to take care of the pastures, trying to make sure that the horses have plenty of hay, not only for us, but also that we can maybe sell a little bit here and there to our friends that also have horses in the community. I thought I'd give you a little tour of the farm today, show you around. We have, I'd say probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 to 60 acres in hay production. The remainder of it is forested. There are a number of creeks and ponds and things that bisect the property. It is a beautiful piece of property. It's rolling land. It's a lot of red clay, as you see here in the Piedmont. Also, I think something that is interesting and important for us to talk about is agricultural zoning. It's important that if you're going to have agricultural operations that you are properly zoned for that. In North Carolina, we have what's called a bona fide farm, which allows us to do quite a bit of things that are farm related without having to jump through a lot of the governmental hoops that you normally would have to. One of those, for example, is if we have agricultural buildings that are not going to be occupied, then those buildings can be erected by us or our contractors. They don't have to be inspected like a normal building would be to meet building code. We do have a number of occupiable structures on our farm. Those I do have inspected whenever we have work done to them, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, those types of things. I do want to follow the rules. And if they're going to be occupied, I want to do it for safety purposes. It's important that you check with your local planning department to talk about zoning before you start doing agricultural operations. I've seen a number of other people out there, some other channels who have started farms and have found out very quickly that they can't have livestock, they can't have agricultural operations within their zoning district. Agricultural operations can be invasive as far as it can be noisy at times when you run tractors and equipment. It can be stinky. You can see animals doing things that animals do, and you know, that's what a farm does. It operates, it grows things, and it's sometimes contrary to what people expect. There's a lot of times where growth happens around farming and people move into the area and they get a little bit upset about the farming operations that are going on. Here in North Carolina, there's another program called the Voluntary Agricultural District. That is intended to alert people when they do go for rezonings and they do go for planning department meetings, that they are within about a 1 mile radius or so of a voluntary agricultural district. Just means that there's farming operations going on. There are things going on that are going to be noisy, sometimes smelly, or things like that. So very important to check your zoning, and if you live near a farm, give them a shout out, give them a little bit of respect. Farming is what puts food on your table, whether it be from livestock, beef, or grains and other types of beans and watermelons and corn and all kinds of stuff that we use in all of our food products. So farming is extremely important. I think that the days, this is a personal comment from me, I think that the days of the smaller farms it's just a different world out there now. I think that the larger farms are the ones who are able to afford to turn profits from a farming operation. Even with 172 acres, if I were to have row crops, I probably couldn't make enough money to support our family. So we do work other jobs. We have other full-time jobs that we do. That's why I don't have a lot of time to talk to the channel and get new videos up. I try to do that as often as I can. It takes quite a bit of effort to get the footage and then to turn around and edit that and get that out to you in a neatly packaged story. So join us today. We're going to take a quick tour of the farm. I've got some drone shots that I'm going to show you. It's a little easier to show you around the farm and do that from the air. I'll show you some of the footage that we've done, how we take care of our horses here. And if you have questions, please make a comment. Let us know what your questions are. If there's content that you'd like to see, I'd like to provide that for you. I know a lot of people, don't necessarily live on farms, have a lot of questions about how we operate. Other than saying it is a lot of hard work. We work a lot of hours. We work full-time jobs, and then we come back home and we have a full-time job to keep this property up. We're mowing about 12 acres of grass right now. Again, we have a local farmer helping us get the hay up when hay season comes around. We have another outfit that we contract with to help fertilizer and lime out. We try to do soil tests here to make sure that we're putting down the proper nutrition for our hay crop. We try to ensure that we are being good stewards of the land and our resources here. We appreciate you tuning in. If you like our content, be sure to hit like, hit that thumbs up, hit subscribe. We like to bring content to you. Just let us know what's on your mind. Thanks for watching. So this tobacco barn, old tobacco barn, no longer in use, is the impetus for our logo. So if you see our logo, this is where we got the idea for that. My wife came up with the idea of using the old tobacco barn in the logo. I thought it was brilliant. So I just wanted to give you all a little bit of a tour from the ground, letting you see some of the things that that we have here on the farm. Thought it might be interesting for us to stop for just a second and look at the hay crop. This is foxtail. It is not desirable in our hay. We are going to be working on weeding this out, pun intended, trying to get the foxtail out of our pastures. I'm going to try to do that through a combination of nutrition and active management. But as you can see, the hay crop is coming along. I'm hoping for a pretty decent cutting. Last year, without any type of fertilizer or soil nutrition management, the second cutting we got, I think it was 940 bales, square bales. Those are 50-pound square bales. So we're looking at trying to up that this cutting. This will be the second cutting. The first cutting this year got us somewhere around 50 round bales. We did that because weather was coming in, and our local farmer helper that is helping us cut this hay can use that for his cattle. Wanted it to not go to waste. Here you can see just one of two ponds that we have on the property. They are stocked, and we do fish them from time to time. As you can see, we have hay crop under production now. Again, about 50 to 60 acres in hay. The remainder of our property is forested. Don't currently have any plans to timber it. We do have it under a forest management plan though. Here you can see second pond, our other hay pastures, and some more of the forested area. This particular section of the property does have some creeks that bisect it, and is bordered by one major creek in the west here. We do have some plans to put in a trail network here for riding our horses. Just trying to get the proper equipment to get that done, but stay tuned, that is going to be coming. Turning back to the east now, looking back over the forested portions of the property, pretty thick woods as you make your way back into the hay pasture area. And headed back towards the house and the horse pastures. I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.